Right. So just for you to remember, last day we said that if f of x is divided by ax plus b, then the remainder was going to be equal to f of minus b on e. How we got minus b on e again? How we get the value that goes in here? You make this equal to 0 and make x subject. That's okay? So if I said 3x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 3 divided by x minus 1, and I ask you to find the remainder, when you divide these two, there are three things you can do. Long division. What's the next one? Synthetic. And then find f of what? Make this equal to 0, right? So make x minus 1 equal to 0, and you'll get f of 1. Cool? Right? So the remainder f of 1. So if I put 1 in here, if I put 1 in there, I'll get that minus 2 by 1 squared plus 4 by 1 minus 3. If I work this out, 1, 5, 2, I'll get the remainder as 2. That's okay? That's the theorem that we used last week. And in fact, let me just revise synthetic. What value goes out here? Right? Make this equal to 0, and you'll get x is what? 1. So the value that goes out here is 1. Right? And what are the values that go in here? 3 minus 2 plus 4 minus 3. Right? And what's the principle with synthetic again? Bring down the first value, then multiply, add. Multiply, add, multiply, add. Oh, I don't know how we get the wrong thing. That's okay. So this is our remainder. Seeing it right here. This is our what? This is 3x squared plus x plus 5. Right? That's the quotient that we end up with. You all okay with that? So this is what we did last week. Right? We did synthetic and we did remainder theorem. Okay? So those who knew, the objective of what we're doing is like when you divide, like if you divide 12 by 5, and you'll get a remainder, and some quotient. Yeah, right. So now all we have to do is instead of doing all of this, we could just substitute x value that comes from this in here, and we get a remainder. Okay, that was the remainder theorem. Today we're moving on to the factor theorem. Right, which is technically the same thing, right? So if f of x is divided by ax plus b, and the remainder is 0, then ax plus b is a factor. That's okay? That's all. That's all to the factor theorem. If the remainder is 0, factor. That's all. That is. Okay, down and let's apply, right? Right? So if you do all of this, if you do this version and it gets 0, or you do this and it gets 0, you're a factor. That's okay. So I'm gonna give you a small example, and I just want you to determine right? Determine if it's a factor. Right, so I'll give you one here. Let's say I gave you 5x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x minus 7 divided by x minus 1. Check and see if that is a factor. And then check 3x cubed minus 2x check and see if those two are factors. Okay. Anyone you want, right? But because we're now learning the theorem, I prefer if we use this one, right? Substitute the value in. Okay. Let's get it going quick. Right? So here's what I'm asking. For number one, I am asking if this is a factor or if this is a factor. Okay? So basically, here's what I want you to do. I want you to find f of 1. How I got 1? Because you're dividing by x minus 1, make it equal to 0 and solve for x. That's okay? So basically, I want you to find f of 1. This is f of x here. So all I want you to do is plug in 1. 5 by 1 cubed minus 2 by 1 squared plus 4 by 1 minus 7. Right? This is 3 plus 4 minus this is 0. Therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. That's all. Right? Because I didn't specify, you could have also long divide and show that the remainder is 0. Anyone you want. Okay? But this is theorem. The theorem is where you just substitute the value and get your answer. Trouble? Tell me. You done? Right, so all I did, I plug in 1 in here and I work it out. right? 5 minus 2 plus 4 minus 7, and you'll get 2. Are you okay with that? You okay with that, Hashu? Okay, next one. Check and see if next one is A. Check and see if number 2 is also a factor. My online message if you get a factor or not, right? Right? If you're not getting 0, it's not a factor. If you get 0, it's a factor. That's all we're looking for. When you plug in, what's the value we're going to substitute here? 2. Right? Positive 2, right? Remember, you're just making x minus 2 equal to 0. Right? And you put x is equal to 2. Okay? So our next way to look at this is what value x has to be to make this 0. All right? All right, this is what you got. So we're trying to find f of 2. So that would be what? 3 by 2 cubed minus 2 by 2 minus 20. Okay? So we'll get what? 2 cubed is 8. 8 by 3 is 24 minus 4 minus 20, which is 0. Therefore, x minus 2 is a factor. Yeah? Everybody okay with that? Sure? Right. I'm going to show you one more thing as I write here before we start the past paper type question. Everybody okay with us? Anybody confused? Right? All I did was, so you remember how to long divide? Right? So instead of long division, you find the value x, that'll make this 0 and substitute in here. If when you work it out, you get 0, it's a factor. Right? If it's not 0, it's not factor. Okay? All right. Last thing I want to do before we try somebody. So in the past papers, the question is worded. So you have to extract the info and then solve. But before we do that, I want to show you how to factorize a cubic. Okay? Right? So this theorem is just a little extension of what we did last week. Today we're going to learn to factorize a cubic. But the first thing I show you how to factorize a quadratic. Right? So head up, factorization of a cubic. factorization of a cubic. Yeah, a cubic equation. Right. By the way, you gotta remember what's a cubic? A cubic looks like this: ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus t. All right. And you have 4 steps. Right? Step number 1. Write these 4 steps there. I'm gonna show you how to do it. Step number 1. Find the first factor by trial and error. Find the first factor by trial and error. Step number 1, find the first factor by trial and error. Step number 2, long divide. Step number 2, long divide. Step number 3, factorize the quadratic of t. Factorize the quadratic of t. And the last step, combine all the factors. Combine all the factors. Step 3. You done? All right. Step 3 is factorize the quadratic of t. Factorize the quadratic of t. Right? I want to give you one number to work out, right? Right. Here's the problem. The problem is getting the first factor. Everything else is okay. I'm going to show you 2 techniques, one long, one short. Right? So we need to figure out, like, see, like how we learn there's a factor. There's a factor. We need to figure out what is the first factor here. And then when we figure out the first factor, we long divide. All right? So here's the long way. The long way is this. The long way is to put x is 1 and see if you get 0. Right? So put x is 1, so you're putting in x is 1, then minus 1, 2, then minus 2, and so on, until you get 0. That's the long way, right? So plug in 1, so that'll be 4 by 1 cubed minus 8 by 1 squared. Minus 1 plus 2. So this is minus 4, minus 5, minus 3. Can I use that? Right? So now we're going with x is minus 1. So it will be 4 by minus 1 cubed minus 8 by minus 1 squared plus 1 plus 2. This is minus 4 minus 8. Right? Minus 4 minus 8, that's minus 12 plus 3, that's minus 9. Don't want that. So how long is it be? X is 2 now. Let's hope and pray is 2. So that's 4 by 2 cubed minus 8 by 2 squared minus 2 plus 2. right? This is 24. Is it? No, no, no. 8 by 4. That's 32, 32, 0. Very good. So we found our factor. Right? Quick question. What would the factor be? X. Right. So you're doing the reverse of what we've been doing here. Carry across 2. Right? So therefore, x minus 2 is a factor. That's okay? But that's very long. We'll go to the calculators now. Right? If you have one. Right? Casio people, let me show you what to do. Sharp. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that has one here. No. Oh, wait, but why is that here? But it'll be mine. That's that. That's right. What do you want? What? Right. Casio people, we don't have time to do all of this, right? So here's what you're doing, right? Casio people, you go to mode, sorry, menu, go to menu, and then come down and look for equation slash function. Huh? You have mode setups?
Yeah.
Right, go to mode and then go down to equation. Right, when you reach equation, those who have one like this, press alpha A. Right, alpha A. And then you will see simultaneous and polynomial. Pick polynomial. Pick polynomial, what's it 2? I'll come on quick. It also help them now, right? And then when you reach polynomial, they will say select 2 or 4. Your polynomial is 3. It's a cubic. And then you're plugging in 4. You're plugging in 4 equal minus 8 equal minus 1 equal 2. And when you press equal, you'll get the first factor, x is equal to 2. Right? Those who lost it, I'm going to show you. Who have a sharp and it have dual power, press on mode 2 and 3. And then plug in APLC. Right? Those who reach here, if you reach here, right? It's a cubic. Cubic. Number. And then pink in CL. Right? Now, final. We need to coefficient 4 minus 8 minus 1. try to do it, you will have simply long way to try it. All right. I get you. Point on 22. Right, I have it. Oh, sorry. All right. On a sharp, press mode. On a sharp, press mode 2, 3. And I will take it to the qubit. Right, sorry. Yeah.
I gave them to me and I found it at the bottom of my bag.
Everybody can do it now. Online. You all can do it. Jalen, everybody online can do it. Right? So remember, when it's a quadratic, you go to a quadratic. When it's a cubic, you go to a cubic. Nice. And those who can't, the bad news is you have to do this. All right? If you don't have one, you have to do this for now. Plug in 1, plug in -1, plug in 2, -2. Normally, it don't go past -3. Normally. Right. By the way, we're going down step 1. Step 2. What you say earlier? Step 2. Let's zero. Other what's here, right? What's here, right? So step 1, we found the first factor. Step 2, we're going long divide. But of course, we're not doing long division. We're going to do what? Synthetic. So 2 is going into here. 4 minus 8 minus 1, 2. I have this one. What is that? No. Right, 4 minus 8 minus 1, 2. Right? Bring down the 4. 2 by 4 is 8. Add 0. 2 by 0 is 0. Add -2. Sorry. So I gotta be able to add good. 2 by -1, -2. When you add, you'll get 0. If you don't get 0 here, you do something wrong. That's okay? And now, okay, then, we have the quadratic now. 4x squared plus 0x minus 1. Can we factorize this? Let's make it look a little bit nicer. Can we factorize this? Remember difference of 2 squares? So this will be 2x squared minus 1 squared. Because I'm trying to put it in the form. I'm trying to put it in the form here. If you square 1, what you get? So I just rewrite it like this. So I'll be able to use difference of 2 squares. All right. So what's the final answer? Your final answer is where you put them all together. Right? I will squeeze it in here. Your final answer is 2x minus 1. 2x plus 1. That's the 2 factors of this. And the last factor here. That's okay? Right? So trial and error, first factor. Long division. Next factor, I factorized it. I got all 3 factors. Everybody okay with that? For sure? Copy it down. And I'm gonna give you one. With the calculator, you'll see all the answer when it starts to show you, right? So the purpose of the calculator really is for you not to have to do this. Just get the equal factor and long the button. I don't know. So I'm gonna give you one. Try this now. Right, Diego. Diego. I don't think. Yeah. Adrian. Yeah. Hello. Adrian. Vinay. Sahari. That's happening. Vinay Sahari. I could answer his name. Yeah, the wrong thing. Got it, man. Why he? Yeah, right. Ashish. In company. Mariah. Tanisha. No, let's be honest. Oh, why are you coming for the sun? Let's move this one. No, you know. Why are you coming for the sun? I'll get clear there. Priya. Ram now, right? Sharon. Francis Magin. Sheila. Alexandra. Amelia. Yeah. What's the last name? Hello. I'll give a tag. We got a little name. Pass. Tyra. Hero. Again, everything wrong? What are you telling? Caleb. Caleb, your brother doing something with me. I can. Or Jaden. Jaden online. Jaden. Bash. You should not your name. What is the thing? So spell it, man. AAAS SU.
It's last name.
Wait, by the way, you got the email to join Moodle? Nobody? You got it? Well, let's check all the email. Check it and see now. That's everybody's supposed to be in it. Check your email, the one he gave us, right? Right, next one, we pronounce it. Vinaya. And it's short as well. Vinay. I remember Vinay. Matthias. Let's look at Matthias. Right. We have physics. Yeah. Ariana. Ariana. No, Ariana online. Ari. Good, yeah. I pronounced name wrong. Ariane. Ariel online. Jaden Anthony. Oh wait, so what's Jaden? Is that one online? Jaden, what's your last name? Oh, who's over there? Right away. Please. I'm putting on the door. Sajad. Sajid. How do you pronounce the name? Ah, oh, I know. Saggad. Sajid. Oh, I guess I get some easy names. Right? Oh wait, Ashish online. Ashish, you waiting? All right. Take this example. Put in here the name. Right. So I want to let's just run over these steps, and I'm gonna give you one to try and see if you could do it, right? So what we doing here, we're trying to factorize. Touch it down, right? So watch it. Here's how we do it. We're trying to factorize a cubic. Factorize means the three products, sometimes two products. That's what gives you back this. Right? So if I factorize this, it will look like that. That's the objective. If I multiply this by this by this, I'll get that. You okay with that? If I multiply 1, 2, 3, I'll get back that. Right? Maybe as an exercise, you could try it and see. Multiply these two, and when you get your answer, multiply by them, and you'll get it. How we do it? Well, in order to perform long division, and we need a factor. So to get the factor, we do this trial and error thing, or the calculator. Plug in x is 1, see what you get. -1, see what you get. 2, see what you get. Okay? And when you get 0, you stop. It means that now this is a factor. Move the value across, and you'll get a factor. And then perform synthetic. When you perform synthetic, you will get a quadratic game. And then you factorize that quadratic. Right? The first day, I showed you how to factorize. This is just a shortcut if you have no extra difference of two squares. That's okay. So when you factorize the quadratic, you'll get this. And then you put your three answers together. 1, 2, 3. Right? So I'm gonna give you one and we're gonna see how far we can reach. Huh? Yeah. All right, online. So I'm gonna give you one. Try it in full from the right. Right, factorize online. Try and send the three factors, please. Try that fast. If you choose any value, what is smaller than 12, right? So you might get 6 as an option. If you don't have to use that, press equal again. Okay. Right? You can choose any value again. You can even choose the 6, right? But I just like to choose some bit smaller value, right? Because what you do in your calculator there is you solve it. So whenever you solve it, you get in the answers. You get in the answers that when you put it in here, you'll get 0. Right? So therefore, if 2 given you 0, it means that x minus 2 is a factor. That makes sense? So in your calculator, you're not factorizing, you're really solving the cubing. And those 3 answers, when put back into the original thing, will give you 0. And as far as we know, if something is if you divide something and you end up with 0, it's a factor, right? So that's how we know that this is a factor. Okay. Right, online, send some answers there. Online, send some values. I'm gonna put it up just now. Eden, Diego, Ashish, Ariel, Alexandria. Answers, please. Anybody lost? Everybody get through? Finish that again. Go. You doing this synthetic now? Right. Take your time. And then when you get it synthetic and you finish, factorize it to traffic. Finish. So I lost. I see that. I'll show you that now. You got the first factor, Kiran? You got the first factor using the calculator? Right now. Now, when you get the first factor, do the synthetic division. And then you'll get quadratic. Right? You do the synthetic as yet? Right? Try the synthetic fast. All right, so let's go again. Right, while I'm waiting on the answers there from online. Right, so by trial and error, of course, we know we're sometimes trying things out. We go to the calculator and we get our value. Right? By trial and error, the calculator gave you 1, -1, and 6, I think, right? You could choose any one you want. Right? Just for practice, I will choose the -1. So x equal to -1, right? That means that x plus 1, move it across, x plus 1 is a factor, right? I choose this particular one, right? So now I'm going to do synthetic. -1, 1, -6, -1, 6. We should end up with the same answers in the end, right? Bring down the 1, -1 by 1, add. I'll get -5. Minus and a minus a plus, add it. I will get this is -7, sorry. Right, this is +7. Nice. No, I chose, as I said, you could choose any one as a factor. You all get the answer. So if you choose 1, yeah, if you choose 1 or 6 or what you choose? 6. And it now working out? All right. I'll choose 6, right? I'll choose 6. So bring down the 1, 6 by 1 is 6. Right? Add, you'll get 0. Right? 6 by 0 is 0. Add, you get -1. 6 by -1 is, when you add, you'll get 0. Now, what is the quadratic? This is always the squared term, and this is always the constant. There's nothing in the middle. How do I factorize this? X squared minus 1 squared. Right? Difference of 2 squares. Okay? And then the final answer is x minus 1, x plus 1, x, well, if I use 6 here. It don't matter what you choose. If you choose this as a first factor, you'll get these two. That's okay? Bashu? You sure? Jaden, you okay with it now? It doesn't matter what value you choose, you'll still end up at the same, you'll end up with the same 3 factors. Ariel, are you okay? I didn't get any answers from you. Can't get lost, just walk through that. Just walk through the 2 doors and go down. The first one I gave you was what?
4x.
4x cubed, okay. Try this one. Try x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5x minus. Right, here's what we're doing earlier. So all of us going to use the same first factor, pick the smallest value. Okay? Pick the smallest value so that we'll all end up using the same factors in the same order. Okay? So go to the calculator. Let's come. Go to the calculator and tell me what are the options, and I will tell you which one to choose. Huh? 2 and 1 alone?
1 minus 1 is.
Try back. 2 and 1? Right. Choose 1, right? Start from 1. Work it out. Start from 1. Everybody start from 1. Go ahead. Back with this one. Oh yeah, try it. And some of you also forgot how to factorize, right? That was from the first class. That the ABC thing again. Yeah. You don't really have to, but for now, yes. I can show you a shortcut after. But all right. Very long way. Finish again. Right, so it means that x minus 1 is a factor. Right? So now you put your 1 here. You put 1, remember it's 1 cubed. 1 minus 4 plus 5 minus 2. Bring down your 1. 1 by 1 is 1. This is minus 3. 1 by minus 3. This is 2. 1 by 2 is 2. 0. Right? So we have 1x squared minus 3x plus 2. Right. Watch here for those who don't revise. Everybody watch. Right. For those who don't revise your quadratics, remember you have to write down what is A, write down what is B, write down what is C. Then write what is AC and what is B. And the rule is what? You want two numbers when multiplied will give you 2, and when added will give you minus 3. So you might think that 2 and 1 or minus 2 minus 1. That's okay? Well, which ones will work? This will not work, right? These two will work. Everybody okay with that? So now I'm going to put minus 2 and minus 1 to replace this. So you'll get 1x squared minus 2x minus 1x plus 2. Where I get minus 3 from? Right? So when you reach here now, you have to factorize. What these two have in common? X, right? These two have x in common, so you'll get x minus 2. What these two have in common? Remember, you want to get back this. What these two have in common? minus 1, not plus 1, minus 1. If you factor out minus 1, you'll get x minus 2. If you factor out plus 1, you'll get minus x plus. That's not what you want. Right? And now these two are in common. So I can factor out x minus 2, and I'm left with x minus. Right? Everybody okay with that? So your final answer is what? Your final answer is x minus 2, x minus 1, and x minus 1. Yeah. What you use here? 2. I didn't get it. Probably do something wrong. Come. One more. Right, Olia. Sometimes this cannot factorize up. If that happens, you just leave it as up. So if you can't factorize this, you can leave your answer as this multiplied by this. There are times it can't factorize. Yeah,
That you get x minus 1 and x minus 2. You put that minus.
Right, was it minus? Was it factor? It's minus 1 by x.
Minus 1.
That's enough. You sure? Online, are they okay with us? Right, Olia, sometimes we cannot factorize this. Nothing wrong with that. Right? So in a question you might get where you can't factorize that, right? Let's squeeze in one more. Right? I have a small question. Anybody can answer. Suppose I said solve this. Like I want the answers that will make this equal to 0. What you'll do? Suppose I said I want all the answers to make it equal to 0. What you'll do?
Do the body make those equal to not equal to 0. Bring over the 2. Bring over the minus 2. Right.
Right? So here's what he said.
It'll be 2.
Right. He said that we could take the factors and solve it. Make this equal to 0, you'll get 2. Make this equal to 0, you'll get 1. Make this equal to 0, you'll get 1. So what you get in the calculator is the answer for this. That's okay? So just something I want to remember. Right, try one more. Which one looking hard here, boy? Let me try I. Last one. Try that in. Right? The next step is for us to turn this into worded problems, right? We'll do that next week. And then that one will should be moved out. And even if we will do. Right? This will come and it will be so. Oh yeah, last one. Right, not choose fraction, that. Wait. Take your time. Online stand do something now, please. And if Ariel. Well done. Online set some answers now, please. All kind of thing. Right, so online again, nothing today. Who get married? Alexandria. Amen, Alexandria. Thanks. I think it's you type something around there. All right, let's see what you have. What you use again? X equal to 1. So therefore, x minus 1 is a factor. Right now, we're going to divide x minus, sorry, I was going to do long division by mistake. We will just stick with synthetic, right? Oh yeah, whatever they show you in school, yeah, let's stick with that, right? If they don't show you synthetic, you carry it. Right? You can probably show your teacher and ask them if what? Find out first. Right, so 6 minus 39 minus 2. Bring down your 6 added here. 6 added here will give you what? Minus 7. 1 by minus 7 added here will give us 2. 2 added here will give us 0. So remember it's 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. A by C is 12, B is minus 7. Two numbers when multiplied will give you 12. When added will give you this. Minus 3, minus 4. 6x squared minus 3x minus 4x plus 2. Okay? Factorize here. Factor out 3x and you'll get 2x minus 1. Factor out what here? Minus 2, right? Remember, you can't factor out plus 2 because you will not get this. Right? Factor out minus 2, you'll get 2x minus 1. These two things have to be the same all the time. So you'll be left with 2x minus 1, 3x minus 2. Okay? So your final answer is 2x minus 1, 3x minus 2, x minus 1. Very good. Most people got that. Okay? All you remember, if you can't make a class, you can always log in online, right? There's both options. I know you might like the online, but the option there. Right? So if you have things to do for the Wally, you can log in. Huh? Why? Message him, message him. Everybody okay with this? Right? So we didn't get to, but we have to go to the worded problems now. All right. So next week we do the worded problems, and then the week after you'll get a worksheet on questions. I might give it, but you might do it for homework. But when they come in class, we do the solution and wrap up this, and then we go to indices and all. Okay. All right. That's it.